Here we see the cradle applied by Sean Richmond. I think Russ Snyder was beaten in states by John Eichenlob, who wrestled for Lock Haven. It's coming back to me now.
It was at 77.
It might have been 77.
I can look in a second.
It was 75. John Eichenlob wrestled for Lock Haven. And I think he beat Russ Snyder in states.
We go to 152, 26-9 Easton on the mat for the Red Rovers. Senior Isaac Chesmadea. He is 14-3, taking on 14-3 senior Dave Koehler for the Freedom Patriots.
This should be an entertaining matchup. Chesmadea is another tough kid who has a lot of varsity experience. Maybe not as much as some of the big guns for Easton, but he's been in the room battling every day. Koehler takes a shot on the double. A little bit too far away, Dave. Get closer on that shot. Chesmadea tries to work a Russian tie off his left arm. Koehler put a collar tie on, and Chesmadea reached up and grabbed it into a Russian tie and tried to bring him down to the mat with it. Here we see Steve Powell and Barry Snyder watching intently. Steve's still taking notes. We see his record 187-59, I think the graphic said. Koehler takes a shot. Chesmadea bangs him on the head, kicks the leg away. Koehler tries to hit a shrug, moves from the shrug into a single, tries to sit him down for the takedown, not able to do it. Chesmadea hits a heel pick. Mike Connor indicates they're out of bounds. And Easton fans don't like it. It was the correct call. They were both out of bounds at that point. But as the whistle blew, Chesmadea hit a heel pick, knocking Koehler on his butt inbounds. I think it was 1974. But I know John Eichenlob wrestled for Lock Haven, and he may have beaten Russ Snyder. That's something for future research, Doug.
Yeah, right here it is, 1975, 138 pounds. He's from John Eichenlob from Lock Haven.
And who did he beat? Russ Snyder?
That's correct.
There you go. Tell you what, old age, sometimes I amaze myself the things that come back to me. You see so much wrestling over the years, like I said, it's tough to remember it all. I still remember who the kid was that Dennis Attia beat in the state finals, what he weighed, and what school he wrestled for. 30 seconds to wrestle in the first period. No score in a very entertaining matchup at 152. The very athletic Isaac Chesmadea against the tough Dave Koehler of Freedom.
Chesmadea, a senior, placed third in this year's Mannheim tournament, seventh in the Reno Tournament of Champions. An indication, again, of a senior that has been seldom used in his career, has a chance to start for Easton, and has medaled in his 2 tournaments. Koehler is a district and regional champion from a season ago. 2-time district medalist is Koehler, 2-time Hurricane Classic medalist as well, 2nd and 4th. Won this year's Southeast Wrestling Classic. Career record now of 89-30. He is now 2 wins away from tying his brother Rich with 91 career wins. We talked on Saturday about the heavyweight class in District 11 sometime during the Easton Peaburg duels, and a wrestler that I failed to mention, Andy Fries from Emmaus, who was the highest returning district medalist at that weight class. We talked about Devin Derrico, we talked about Jason Groller, we talked about Jesse Probus now for Northampton, Rocky Schoenberger, some of the wrestlers back this year. And with Andy Fries back at Emmaus, he was 4th last year in districts. He would have to be the top gun this year, and he was overlooked.
At what weight was that, Doug?
That was at 275.
Okay. We just saw Dave Koehler score a neutral on a nice flurry. Stood, peeled hands, got his hips away from Chesmadea, and gained the escape to score the first points of the bout. Takes a 1-0 lead 30 seconds into the 2nd period. I think that's a wide open weight class at heavyweight in District 11, 275. We mentioned Groller would certainly be a tough competitor at that weight class. Nice barrel attempt by Dave Koehler. Not able to get the takedown yet. Now changes off to a double. Has control right there, I think. Let's see if Mike Connor awards it. There he does. Takedown given to Dave Koehler. Takes a 3-0 lead in the 2nd period. Stalemate indicated. Dave Koehler gained control but was not able to move up on Chesmadea. Chesmadea will take the bottom position. Minute and 5 seconds in the second period. Here you see Isaac Chesmadea, very intense.
The eyes of Isaac.
Gains in neutral, cuts the lead to 3-1. Koehler ties up on the collar. Chesmadea takes a shot, blocked by Koehler. Koehler traps on the arms. Two very strong wrestlers at 152 pounds. Chesmadea against Koehler. You can see both have spent time in the weight room doing bench presses. .30 seconds to wrestle, second period. Koehler leads Chesmadea 3-1. They go toward the edge of the circle. Chesmadea tries to hit a little bit of a shrug. Both these teams are very proficient with the shrug. I see a few kids from Nazareth work the maneuver very effectively also. But the Ackerman brothers are certainly textbook. They have a textbook delivery of the shrug. 10 seconds to wrestle in the second period. We're going to finish the period 3-1 Koehler, I think. We'll get a restart, short time left. Angelo Fetter doing an outstanding job as the mat assistant tonight, working his way around the mat, maintaining contact with Mike Connor, helping him with the clock.
You wonder if you're going to see the or just the solo referee anymore this season. I think you're going to see the two refs throughout this season now.
You know, I think the intent of the assigner, Vic Lesky, when he sends two officials, is to have the officials rotate and alternate through the bout. I think many times they're met with the coaches who want one official to work it and maintain that consistency. So the idea is good, but I think we have to get more communication between the assigner and what the intent is of sending two officials.
Well, Angelo refereed the JV match, and I believe that's what we've seen.
That's probably what it is. If he worked the JV meet, maybe just to stay and help the varsity official with the clock.
Well, we have seen matches this year where Chris Gramus has been the mat assistant.
That's right.
Bobby Coletta, and he was not, or Jerry Rodriguez actually.
That's right.
And he was assigned to be, they had two referees that night. So in that case, it wasn't where he was the JV ref.
And I think both coaches did not agree on the two officials rotating. I think they felt they wanted one official who would have that same look at everything throughout the dual meet, that same consistency.
I saw Bob Coletta's son today. My son takes Taekwondo in Easton. I saw Robbie Coletta at the gym next door.
I got to tell you about that.
I said, "Are you at Easton tonight?" And he said, "No, I'm over at Becca." He goes, "Tony Isell is going for his 400th career win tonight against Dira."
So he's going to have that on TV.
Yeah, they're going to go over. And I said, "Oh, that's why they're featuring that one tonight." Okay, yeah.
Well, good luck, Tony. I hope he gets his 400th. He's been coaching, I think, since 1966. When Becca came from South Bethlehem to where they're currently located on Dewberry Avenue, I think that's when Tony started coaching at Becca. But he's been there close to 40 years. I'd say 37 years, 38 years. Not sure, Doug. We'll have to look it up.
They got a fun one tonight with Dira in the East Penn Conference.
I had a call from Bobby Coletta the other day because I mentioned it was his birthday. It was his 39th birthday we mentioned.
It was his 39th, huh?
Well, 39's being gracious. But he was funny. But I told everybody how old he was, and it was his birthday, and I said he was now a senior citizen. What he said to me was they need an Easter bunny at Shawnee Middle School where he works, and he wanted to know if I was interested. And he was kind of giving me the digs because I threw a fan out at Lehigh on Sunday, and the connotation was that I had rabbit ears. It was hard not to hear the guy cursing at me from the second row. And I gave him a chance to sit down. He wasn't smart enough to take it. He stood there and kept yelling. Nothing you ever like to do, but sometimes you just got to show the crowd control. And if you back off with one fan in front of 2,700 rabid fans, nothing you like to do, but sometimes it's something you have to do.
Settle things down, that's for sure.
It was a wonderful crowd. They enjoyed the match. They were very respectful. Other than one little incident, I thought everything was fine. Koehler leads 3-2. He's hanging on for the victory. Chesmadea coming at him.
Good battle here at 152. Koehler wins it, but somewhat maybe of a moral victory for Chesmedee, hung with Dave Koehler.
Tell you what, Chesmedee is a tough opponent. Dave Koehler, I knew, was not going to have an easy time with Isaac Chesmedee, but he held on for a 3-2 victory against a tough opponent.
We go